Well, we want to be as successful as the other developed countries. We want to be industrialized. We want to ensure that the rule of law is applied in this country for Muslims in certain areas and for the whole country in certain other areas. And the economy was growing, and we build good infrastructure. And very soon, there is very little difference between us and the developed countries in terms of administration, in terms of infrastructure, in terms of justice and the rule of law. All these things we did, and people can see that the country is stable and is growing very fast. And at one stage, it was regarded as one of the Asian tigers, like Japan, like Korea, like other Asian countries. That was when people began to notice that Malaysia is a progressive country. I wanted education to be relevant to the needs of Malaysia and the future of the students. That was why during my time I changed emphasis from the arts to science and technology, because science and technology will play a very big part in the development of Malaysia and in fact in the development of the world.
أنت لم تهتم بالتعليم العالي فقط، وإنما اهتممت أيضا بمحو الأمية. هل القضاء على الأمية هي قرار سياسي أم أنها تتوقف على إمكانات الدول؟
No, I had to focus not just on illiteracy. That was a problem for the nation. We need to have the people literate, but we also need to excel in higher education in the fields of science and technology. Education becomes a very important field for Malaysia, because we feel the need for our people to be not just illiterate, not just able to read and write, but also to have command of various subjects which could contribute towards the development of the country. So we spend almost 25% of the national budget on education because of its importance.
كيف خصصت هذه الموازنة وهي ربع موازنة الحكومة كلها؟ هل اقتطعت من كل وزارة مبلغا معينا حتى تصل إلى هذه النسبة العالية؟ 25% من مخصصات الدولة توجه للتعليم؟
Yeah, well, 25% was spent not just on giving education. We had to build new universities, new schools, even primary schools, because it is a total picture from primary until university. So building university, employing teachers and professors and all that costs a lot of money. But we were willing to spend money because we thought education was very important. We also give a lot of scholarships because many of the good students were poor. So we gave thousands of scholarships so that they can study up to university level in the country and also in foreign countries. Well, during my time, the scholarships were about 50 to 60,000. These were scholarships, money given to students who were poor and who were well qualified. They were given scholarships. But of course, in addition to that, Malaysians who could afford to send their children to study in universities in the country and abroad, they also send. So the total number is very, very big over the years, so much so that we now have problems. Our people are educated and qualified. We allow them, in fact, Kuwait has an investment arm, but they are mainly interested in property, in buying buildings, investment in hotels and the like. But unfortunately, the most Arab states are not capable in terms of industry. They themselves have to depend upon Europe and America to have industries in their country, and they don't expect, they don't export technology. What we need is technology and investment in industry to create employment for our people. But most Arab countries have the money, they want to buy property, and they want to earn money from the property they buy. They don't create jobs for us.
بعض الدول العربية التي سعت لإقامة نهضة جاءت بشركات أمريكية وأوروبية لتضع لهذه الدول النهضة، وأطلقوا عليها 2030 وغيرها من الأسماء المختلفة الأخرى. هل النهضة يمكن أن تتم بعقول دول أخرى، أم أن النهضة يجب أن تتم بعقول أبناء البلد وأهلها؟
Yeah, you can bring in foreign investment. You can even bring in their management, their engineers, but you have to train your people to take over from them. We cannot allow them to own and run their business without any participation by us. We also want to know how much we benefit in terms of employment, in terms of export earnings, etc., and in terms of acquisition of technology and skills. Bringing in foreign investment is all right, but it should not be total, that they become so big that they control certain areas of our economy. I was amazed to see the Nile when I flew over it. On both sides of the Nile, there were cultivated land. Obviously, they used the water of the Nile to cultivate the desert on either side of the Nile. This was done, of course, in ancient Egypt. So I was very surprised that in many countries, they had a river flowing through a desert, but they don't follow the Egyptian way of making use of the water to make the land more fertile. So I was very impressed by that. Of course, I was also very impressed at the ancient civilization there. Not just, even the Islamic civilization in Egypt was very advanced. And generally, I find Egyptian people are very well educated. Many of them are Western trained, and it is unfortunate, of course, that their politics is not so very good, but otherwise I think Egypt has made tremendous advance since the time of the Khedive. Before, when Egypt broke away from the Turkish Empire, they developed themselves very well.